What's going on, y'all? I was asked to just break this one moment out, specifically for the defensive nature of this moment and how well this particular sequence demonstrates something that we need to work on. When the ball's played out of the back here, as we talked about in the bigger video, I want the whole team pushing up and compressing the space in midfield so that there's not a gaping hole there for the opponent to play into. But as we play this forward, that does not happen. All right, so now we're going to talk about positioning from the defensive side, and there can be a case to be made that this midfielder might need to be pushing in immediately because they're the closest one to the ball. So certainly that could be the case. But right now we've got our left back, let's see. It is somewhat tough to make out these players. So I'm gonna call this our left back, our left center mid, or our left center back, our right center back, and then our right back's gonna be over here with our defensive midfielder right here, and then our two attacking midfielders are on either side of the ball carrier. um, what what we want to talk about here is the responsibility of the ball. Who goes to the ball and how do they go to the ball? So this is an open field. There's no sidelines around to pressure that player toward. So when you are going for a challenge in the open field, your first thought has got to be to contain the ball, not to win the ball. If we put pressure on this player to contain that player and contain that ball, then he buys time for the midfield to track back and assist with winning the ball back. But right now, the decision's made to go in for the ball, and it's a bypass situation. All right, so what that does is that leaves our center backs to make a decision to come or stay. In this situation, still be, here's the top of the box. So we're 20 yards outside the top of the 18. In this situation, this is where we don't necessarily have to run out to pressure. All right, we can sit back, we can contain and wait for help. But the decision's made to go. We have two players converging on the ball instead of someone following the runner. So that leads to an open player right here after a pretty easy pass. So now we have 3-on-3 with two players struggling to catch up to the play. And now we're left with another issue, this time getting closer to the top of our box. Whose responsibility is this player? Well, for me, it's the other center back. This player should come out to pressure the ball as soon as they start getting into a shooting position, which for this level is really anything 5-10 yards out from the top of the box. So player, our right back should be tracking this player. Our right-sided center mid who went out should be filling in the gap for this left-sided center back to come over and start applying pressure to the ball. However, what we have is the right back rushing out to take the pressure, leaving their player open. So let's look at it just one more time. Again, the first breakdown was the lack of containment and the desire to go for the ball, not getting our body right and instead just charging in. Then, having two players go at the ball, me and the ball, instead of covering the players around you. And then the decision to challenge from the right side as opposed to the left side. And then they ultimately get a shot on goal. Or they get a shot, not on goal, but a shot. So think about that when we're out there. Who goes when, right? How to challenge, where to be, whose responsibility is that player. This is all communication that has to take place all across the field. So that defensive midfielders should be requesting the attacking midfielders to come back and help out. The center backs should be shouting contain, 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 and to the defensive midfielder when they're going for a challenge, instead of reminding that individual, we don't have to win the ball right now, contain, and somebody will get some help. And then just making the decisions, making the personal decisions of who goes where and when. And if you're that right back, you need to tell the center back, you go if you know that there's a player on your shoulder. If you don't see that player because you're looking at the ball, then the center back needs to be responsible to say, I got it, and go out and get it. Or watch, I'm going, watch his shoulder, whatever communication you need to have. The breakdown on that play, top to bottom, was communication. It was, I have to get this done, not we have to get this done. So, again, we're playing this team again on Saturday. I hope we learn some things from this, and I hope that we make some good decisions in the upcoming game.